Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of LZ23 Strength, where we exert ourselves, we elevate our health, and we evolve in mind and body. Today's episode, we're looking at another tool in our tool chest to help us get that good health span and strength and longevity, and that's a weighted vest. The one I'm wearing is just a basic one. I think I picked it up at Walmart. It's 20 pounds. You're encouraged to start somewhere between 5 to 10% of body weight. And depending on what exercises you're going to do, I would suggest starting with a 5 to 10 pound vest and 20 pounds a little more. And there's other things too that you can do, like rucking. They have rucking sacks that are 40, 50, even higher weights. But all again depends on your health, your fitness level, what you're trying to accomplish. So let's briefly talk about some of the benefits of having a weighted vest. It helps increase muscle strength. It intensifies whatever activity you're going to do, helps you to burn calories. Everything that you're going to do is going to feel a little harder. It helps with balance and coordination because it's not the most comfortable and a little awkward feeling then as you're doing different exercises and just even walking. It's obviously going to feel different, so it's going to add to your workout. But we're going to go through a few samples of things that we can do with the weighted vest. But there's cardiovascular benefits because it increases your heart rate. So there's a lot of good things. It's not something that you have to do every day, but a couple times a week, it's a nice add-on to intensify workouts and get a better workout. Some people with lighter vests choose to wear them all day. And just recently saw a podcast dealing with women in menopause, because there's a lot of talk also about bone density and that this can help mitigate bone loss and increase bone density. Some of that's a little questionable at the moment, but at the very least it can protect your bone density. It might not grow it or strengthen it to a great degree, but help you to not lose it. So it's worth it. And some women will wear a smaller vest all day long in their activities, cleaning the house. Even if you're working, it's not a bad thing. And there's new technologies out there where they're putting them in clothes. They're obviously a lot lighter weight, but there's actual real vest where it looks like an apparel, not some bulky thing that's on you, so you could wear it somewhat fashionably. And exercise pants, exercise shirts, some lightweight. So there's a whole variety of things that you can do, and maybe some episode in the future I'll talk about some of the brand names, and they're a little pricey. I haven't gotten any yet because they are pretty pricey, but you never know. So anyways, let's get into our routine. I'm going to start with some simple things. I'm going to start with some squats, and obviously we do air squats every day. That's part of my routine, and I encourage you to consider that. But even with a vest, it increases the intensity, and you could use kettlebells and even dumbbells to make it even harder. But let's start with a few squats just with the weighted vest. And if you go from nothing to a 20-pound vest, it's not the hardest workout in the world, but you do feel it. And depending where you go hiking or walking, I think every few minutes, if you stop and do 10 squats, you can swing your arms a little bit. There's all different ways, however you feel with it. But you definitely feel it in your legs. And again, it can intensify the exercise. So if you're out for a walk and you're not embarrassed if other people see you, if you're somewhere a little more isolated, every couple minutes, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, stop and do some squats. It's going to be good. Now, this is a little heavy, I feel, for doing jumping jacks, but if you start off with the 5 or 10 pounds, you can do jumping jacks, and then, again, that'll intensify it. Burpees, which even with no weights, burpees can be challenging, but having a 5 or 10 pound vest, you probably still could do it safely. And that's the key, whatever you're doing. Remember, safety is rule number 1. Don't get hurt. Rule number 2, see rule number 1. So getting used to the vest, starting light, depending on your age, fitness level, keep that in mind. Okay, next we're gonna do a few push-ups. Again, it makes it a little more challenging, and we're gonna go into a plank And here it is. In this case, the vest kind of bounces off the ground a little bit. So when you're looking for a vest, it's good to try to find something that'll be fitted properly. Actually, I don't have this on as tight as I can. So you want to keep that in mind when you're doing push-ups. Otherwise, it'll be touching the ground. Okay, let's try this plank. And you can do the shoulder tap. Doesn't seem like much, but you feel it, especially if you're trying to talk. And then there's the regular plank on your elbows. And the weight does make it harder. Not the hardest thing in the world, but it all adds up, and that's what we're trying to progressively get better, stronger, and doing these little hacks certainly can help. All right, what I'm going to do now too is something I have at home. I don't know if many people have that, but we're going to go do some squats on the total gym. Are you ready? So we're on the total gym, and it's my wife's total gym, but I like it for this feature, for being able to do squats this way. Having the vest on obviously creates a little more tension, and it's not the heaviest thing in the world, but you can also hold lighter weights on top with it. Maybe this is a good warm-up before you actually do squats, or a good finishing movement. But again, the weighted vest, depending on how bulky it is, I feel it in my back a little. Some of the weights push it in, so it's not super comfortable, but it's not super uncomfortable either. And nice thing about the total gym, you could have your feet at all different settings, and it's a nice feature. Actually, you can even incorporate some variations of calf raises, and that's something you could do. Even I have a plate over here that maybe I'll show you that for a second too. Hang on one second. So another simple thing is, this is just a plate, but you get a block of wood. You can do some calf raises. You're not going to build a Mr. Olympia physique doing this, but it all strengthens the body, and to some degree, the weighted vest will help your core because you have to carry the weight around and do different movements. So it's all a positive. Like I said, you don't have to do it every single day, but adding it in is a nice feature. Another thing that is a good part of exercising, if you have some kind of box, this is a steel plyo box, but there's all sorts that you can get out there, step ups. And what you want to do is you want to step up, drive through your heel, and try to come down controlled. You don't want to just go up and down. You want it to be somewhat controlled, which is not easy actually. But again, drive through your heel and then try to come down slowly. Do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. And as you can tell, I'm not coming down as controlled as I should, maybe because I'm talking. Yep, that one wasn't too good. So again, that's why it's helping balance. But step ups, doing these is going to help. So I like to incorporate stairs into the workout too, especially in the winter time. We'll walk around the basement, and every time I do a loop, I'll go up the stairs. I'll actually wear more weights. I'll wear ankle weights and wrist weights. So it's a good addition. Going up isn't too bad. You get a little winded with all the weights, but not too bad. Coming down, you got to be a little more careful. So here we go. So coming down, again, if you're not used to it, you might have to hang on just for balance, because it takes a little while getting used to it, but again, it's a good part of a workout. So we talked about this in another video, in our walking video, having walking be your superpower. That walking backwards has a lot of benefits with coordination and balance, and also good for your knees, actually. So even with a weighted vest, it puts more intensity on that as well. So let's sample that, and the backyard's a perfect place to do it. You're not going to be walking for a mile backwards, but you can go back and forth as long as you know the terrain, so you're not going to stumble and fall down. So let's give you a sample here. So obviously it's a little more challenging and you can do it again holding weights if you want. If you feel strong enough and so inclined, you could put a kettlebell on a rope and pull it. At the gym, there's a sled where you can pull weights with you backwards. But it's just another little trick that you can add to your routine. So walk backwards, it'll be good for you. Thanks. So we're having an awesome time out here walking with the vest on the trail. The leaves are slowly beginning their transition. It's going to be awesome here over the next several weeks. Is the colors. It's just great to get outside and walk with the vest. Just gives it an extra little intensity. I've been walking probably a half a mile so far, and it's a beautiful. Temperature's not too bad. There's a little breeze, and it's awesome. It's life. You feel like you're alive. So let's go a little farther here, and then we'll try another one. But check this out as I go around the corner going up a hill. Sometimes when I don't have the vest, I run. This time I'll just walk. So something that we've talked about before, doing stairs, doing hills. I didn't mention it earlier, but you have a treadmill at home or at the gym, putting it on the highest incline and wearing the vest is going to definitely intensify the workout, help you burn more calories. But here, I love being outside, and if you find a place that has stairs and hills, take advantage of it. Actually, as I talked about in another video, going up is difficult for the lungs. Coming down is difficult for the legs. There, especially on uneven stairs, makes it a little more challenging. And it's good as you get older. Helps with the coordination and keeps you from falling as you get older. All right, so that brings us to the end of our video. Just a recap that there's a lot of benefits, a lot of health benefits. It's a good addition to our workout, and depending on how much you use it, it's going to be pretty intense. As you saw my step ups on the box, it's takes some coordination and actually good leg strength. I would even practice doing it without a weighted vest to get used to it. And It's super for mobility, for coordination, and strength. So it's going to help bone density, hopefully protect that. Cardiovascular help. It's going to help us burn calories, trying to lose weight, fat loss. It's going to intensify our workouts. So I encourage you to give it a try. There's all kinds of vests everywhere that you can purchase, and I would start again. It's encouraged to start at 5 or 10% of your body weight. I would start with a 5 or 10 pound vest. Maybe have a couple of them, have a 5 or 10 pound and a 20 pound, so you can vary the workouts. But I think you'll enjoy it. Incorporate it 2 or 3 times a week. Some aspects of it you could probably do daily, wear it around the house for a while. But remember, we're doing it because we exert ourselves, we elevate our health, and we evolve in mind and body. Encourage you to smash the like button and subscribe, and we look forward to giving you more content in the future. Have a great day.